So, for those of you who haven't heard Rebecca Black's new song, Saturday, don't bother. Seriously, don't. That's basically all this is about. But, it's less than a week until finals, so I decided, why not? So, we are going to take a little bit from Friday and make it into a finals nightmare thing. Let's see how this works. It's finals week. Gotta study all finals week. God. Yeah, that's just not happening. Her songs are so bad. I mean, there might have been one good song by her, but I don't think there was. Seriously, I don't. Out of all honesty, the only reason I really watched the Friday video, Saturday video, was because one of my favorite YouTubers was in that video, so... lame. But here's something cool that my friends and I realized today. So my friends and I were sitting there at lunch, like we do every day. And we're sitting there talking, and we realized something. Our school is Hogwarts. Now here's why. We have our drama mortuary, which has this dragon named Gretchen guarding everything in the room. And there is this tiny little stone, which we've made to be the Sorcerer's Stone. Recently we had a flood in our school. In one hallway. And we actually we had so many people say that they were thinking of bringing in a little stuffed cat and tying it up above our school calendar and writing on the calendar glass saying the Chamber of Secrets has been opened. So, totally fun there. But that's another really cool thing. Our track field would be our Quidditch field, which would work out, because the way the football posts are, we actually already have the rings on it. So, we only have 2 instead of 3. But hey, we could just add one more in between them and we'd be fine. Then we have our staircases. You're not allowed to go up the same way you go down, because that's just against the school rules. So there are moving staircases. We also have our wonderful moving portrait screens that held slideshows of every picture from last year, I think. But they're still really entertaining to watch. But there are moving portraits. And then we have... our school is right across from the mortuary for the dead people. So, we're not allowed on the grounds of the mortuary. So that's the Forbidden Forest. And right next to the mortuary is this little lake. Well, this big lake. Well, it's a lake-like thing. And that's the Black Lake. We have this door that ended up being behind some lockers, because what happened was, the myth is that every teacher who had that room went insane, so they knocked out the wall. But another story is that there wasn't enough room in the classroom, so they knocked out a wall and expanded the classrooms. But on the other side, there's just a tiny little sign of the door, like that big on each side, and it's the regular door size, but it's the bricks. There's a big empty space of white plaster wall, and so we've decided that's the room of requirement. Then we've decided that each class will end up correlating with something at Hogwarts. One of our vice principals is Filch, because she acts like him a lot. We have there's a really long story. It's a complicated story, but there's a long time ago, there was a kid who committed suicide up in the spotlight in our auditorium. So how there's all these rooms up above our auditorium where our spotlight is. So he hung himself, and he used this chair. Now and there's another chair in the auditorium that moves too. So what happens is every time time someone goes up to the spotlight, that chair has moved from here to here. We don't know how it happens, it just happens. And no one goes up there. So, it's one of those weird little things. You grow used to it. Same thing happens on the stage, but that one we could see more people moving on purpose. But it's this yellow plastic chair, and it sits in the center of the stage when the lights are completely off. And when the doors are open, and people, mostly young girls in the band, this has happened to our color guard 4 times now. They'll walk by one moment, it'll be in the center of the stage. They'll walk by the next moment, and it'll be on the stairs, right next to where the door is that's open. So it freaks all of them out. So we have Peeves and the other ghosts, because we have so many ghost myths about our school from over 100 years of going to of the school being in existence, that it's just nuts. And we figured out so much more, but I can't remember right now. I have it all written up, but, I don't have access to it right now, so, yeah, so that's gonna be all I have for today. As I said, don't watch the video Saturday by Rebecca Black unless you want your ears to bleed, or just really want to laugh at her. Hey, laughing's good. And then I will explain more about how our school is Hogwarts later. So, I'm Sarah with Teens Read, and I'll talk to you next time.